Hey, welcome! Today, we are going to strip it all the way back to the basics and learn one of the absolute most powerful skills in music, how to play your very first rock beat on the drums.
And I'm not exaggerating because that's what a drummer really is. You're the engine, you are the pulse that drives the entire song forward. So if you're ready to lay down that groove, let's get right into it.
So here's the game plan. We're going to cover 5 key things today. First, getting your kit set up for success. Then we'll get into the tools and your technique. After that, it's the main event, learning your first rock beat. Then we'll touch on how to add a little personal flair. And finally, what it really takes to become a great drummer.
Okay, let's dive into section 1. Before you can even play a single note, you have to be comfortable and have everything right where you need it. A good setup is absolutely the first step to good drumming.
Think of your drum throne, that's the stool you sit on, as your command center. You're going to place the bass drum right in front of you, then pull the snare in so it's comfortably sitting right between your legs. Your hi-hat goes to the left of the snare for your left foot, and the toms, well, they go right over the bass drum and off to your right. But here's the most important part, your throne height. You want to adjust it so your thighs slant just slightly downward. This gives you way more power and keeps you from getting tired, trust me. All right, now that you're all set up, let's talk about the tools of the trade, your sticks. Seriously, how you hold them is the foundation of every single sound you're about to make.
So there are 2 main ways to hold them, matched and traditional grip. Now, traditional grip is cool, it has its roots in old-school marching bands, but for the kind of power and control we need for rock music, we are going to focus on matched grip. It's just what it sounds like. Both of your hands hold the stick the exact same way, with your palms pretty much facing down.
Okay, now here's a word you need to know, fulcrum. This concept is basically the secret sauce to good drumming. It's the perfect balance point where the stick pivots, or, well, pivots. If you can find that sweet spot right between your thumb and index finger, you'll let the stick do most of the work for you, allowing it to bounce naturally. It's a game changer.
So the most important thing to remember here is just to stay loose. A tight grip, what we call a death grip, it completely kills the stick's vibration and it's going to tire you out so fast. You just want to wrap your other fingers gently around the stick, use your wrists like they're a hinge, and keep those arms relaxed. This is the secret to playing with speed and endurance.
All right, the kit is set, your technique is ready. It is time for the main event. Let's combine all these pieces and learn the fundamental beat that powers, countless rock songs.
Let's start with the foundation, the bass drum. This is that low boom you feel in your chest. It's the heartbeat of the song. You'll play it with your right foot, and for rock, we typically use the heel-up technique. It just means your heel is lifted off the pedal, which gives you a lot more power. You press down and, just as important, you let the beater bounce right back off the drumhead. That way, you don't muffle the sound.
Next up is the snare drum. This thing provides that sharp, snappy crack that just cuts right through the music. For the best sound, you want to aim for the center. And here's the key. In pretty much all rock music, the snare provides the energy by hitting on beats 2 and 4. This is called the backbeat.
And that backbeat, honestly, it is the defining feature of rock drumming. That strong crack on 2 and 4 is what makes you want to nod your head or tap your foot. It's the core of the whole feel.
And finally, we have the hi-hats. Think of these as your timekeeper. You'll be playing a steady rhythm on them with your right hand, while your left foot keeps the cymbals pressed together for a really crisp, short, chick sound. This steady pattern is the glue that holds the entire beat together.
So let's put it all together. Just look at this chart. Your right hand is playing steady eighth notes on the hi-hat. You're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now on count 1 and 3, your right foot hits the bass drum. Boom! And on counts 2 and 4, that's the backbeat, your left hand hits the snare. Crack! So it's bass, snare, bass, snare. Just practice that coordination. And that's it. That's the beat.
And listen, I'm going to give you the single most important piece of advice you'll get today. Start slow. I'm serious. The goal isn't to be fast right now. The goal is to be steady. Lock in that rhythm. Make sure every hit is clean and right on time. The speed will come later, I promise, but building a solid foundation is everything.
Okay, so once you've mastered that basic beat and it's feeling really solid, it's time to start adding your own personality. Let's look at how you can start making the music your own.
So the first way to add some style is with a drum fill. Think of it like a little solo, a little bit of punctuation that connects 2 parts of a song, like when you're moving from a quiet verse to the big, loud chorus. It breaks up the pattern and really builds excitement.
Here is a super simple fill just to get you started.
Play your normal rock beat for 3 counts. Then on count 4, instead of hitting the snare just once, you're going to play a quick little pattern. Snare, snare, tom-tom. But the most important part of any fill is to land right back on beat 1 with your main groove. That's what makes it feel powerful and solid.
Another huge part of adding your own style is learning to use dynamics. It's a fancy word, but it's simple. It's just about how loud or how soft you play. It's the difference between whispering and shouting, and it's how you add emotion and make the music so much more interesting.
Here's a perfect example. During a song's verse, you might play that beat a little quieter, Use smaller stick movements to leave space for the singer. But then, when that big chorus hits, you bring up the energy with bigger, louder hits. Controlling your volume is what separates the good drummers from the truly great ones.
So you've got the beat, you're throwing in some style, so what's next? Well, this last section is all about the habits and the tools you're going to need to keep improving for the long run.
I cannot say this enough. Practice with a metronome. It's just a little device that makes a steady clicking sound. As a drummer, your #1 job is keeping perfect time, and a metronome is your best friend for that. Start slow, maybe around 80 beats per minute, and try to make your hits completely disappear into the click. When you can do that, it means your timing is perfect.
And finally, here are some pro tips for making your practice time really count. Consistency is everything. 20 minutes every single day is way better than 2 hours once a week. Always warm up your hands. Focus on just one new skill at a time. And please, please protect your hearing with some earplugs. And a great little trick, record yourself. You will hear things you totally miss while you're playing.
So there you have it, the setup, the technique, and the fundamental beat that is the backbone of rock and roll. That foundation is now yours, so the only question left is, what song are you going to learn first?